Hello everybody, Kaiser here, and today I'm back with a new video, which is a remake of my custom Dante figure. Now, if you know, if you've been with my channel for a while, you know that I originally made Dante back when I was first getting into customs, and if you remember what it looks like this. I'm pretty sure if Dante were to see this figure in particular, he would say, "What the hell is this?" So yeah, I've had this old custom for a while now, and after looking at it and seeing how just bad it is, I realized if I'm going to have a Dante figure, I'm either going to buy the 1000 Toys version or make my own. And obviously I don't have the money to buy the 1000 Toys version, so I decided to make my own. And I'm really happy with how it came out, especially since I thought I'd do something different and kind of compare it to my original custom Dante figure, you know, see where I improved and just how much better I've gotten. And also, since this video is going up on Easter, I just thought that I'd bring in my Rebel Tech Judy Hopps figure, just for, you know, just so it could be a little bit more themed, since there'll actually be a bunny in this video. So yeah, with that, let's get into it. Alright, let's start off with the design of my new Dante and my old Dante, both when it comes to the actual appearance and what parts I use to make them. Starting with old Dante, you can see that it's based off of his appearance in Devil May Cry 3 or Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, whichever you prefer. And I think at the time I thought it was okay. I did like the use of the coat I had. I think this came from a Batman figure, but looking back, there are so many problems with the design. For one, he is way too buff. You could pretty much tell that he is way too buff. The head doesn't look right. If I can show the face, you can see that, for one, the hair does not look good at all. I don't think he ever really had a hairstyle like this. His eyes have like this really thick like outline to them, which makes them look a lot more cartoony. That and the eyes just don't look good in general. The color of his skin isn't consistent. You can see that he's like tan on his body, but his face is more pale and just does not look good. Also, for the sleeve here, for both sleeves actually, these were made, I think these were made out of fabric, but I put like so much paint on them that they became really stiff, and all I really did was just put the coat on and color the sleeves in here and here. And I did go for the ripped appearance. Yeah, this just doesn't look good at all looking back. He's way too buff. His face doesn't look right. The design looks awful. I don't know what I was thinking. But when it comes to my new Dante design, I could have honestly gone for any official design. I even could have gone for DMC Reboot Dante. But I decided to take bits and pieces of like different costume elements from each game for the most part and put them into my figure. So starting with the head, there you go. You can see that it is based off Devil May Cry 5. Mostly I tried to do I tried to sculpt the hair so it looked better than that, and I think it did a really good job actually. I did put a little bit of gray dry brushing into it just to give it a bit more of an aged look. For the eyes, they definitely look a lot better. I like how those came out. And the thing with this head is that it, I think it was like a angry gritting face, so I had to re-sculpt the mouth. And while yes, the mouth is just a black line, I still like how this came out. I don't think it looks that bad. I also did the stubble, which is just white and gray dry brushing. And again, I think this head looks really good. When it comes to the outfit, it is mostly based off Devil... No, can't see. it is mostly based off of Devil May Cry 5, you know, with like the white shirt, not the white shirt, the gray shirt. But like I said, there are bits and pieces from different designs for Dante throughout Devil May Cry. For one, these necklaces, this one, the one on the black string, is based off of Devil May Cry Reboot Dante, and his second necklace is based off Devil May Cry 3. Speaking of Devil May Cry 3, I also went with the ripped jacket look. So can't remember if that. I know in Devil May Cry 3, he had that in full sleeve here and it isn't ripped, but it could be either the Devil May Cry 3 or for Devil May Cry, not Devil May Cry, Marvel. So yeah, that's what I went with the coat, and I also went with a rolled up sleeve for the side. You can see that the belt strap here is also from Devil May Cry 3. I decided to go with brown boots, and for the design on the legs, that's somewhat based off of Devil May Cry 4. So yeah, the entire design is kind of a mix and mismatch of different Devil May Cry designs, but I actually think it's good. I really like how this turned out. And for another comparison between the two, you can see that this one has a black outline for the code, and also something on the back. I think it definitely works a lot better here, considering that this code is actually having it out back. So if I want, I could take it off and I can close it some up, but there's a wire in there. But yeah, I also went with that black outline look, because I'm more black inside. And I think this actually works really well. Now we move on to the accessories, which should be introduced for segment, because for the most part, most of the accessories I have, at least for now, are just from this picture, except for the sword. So yeah, two guns that come with Ebony and Ivory are actually made from two different guns, and like I said, this was before I got really into customizing it a little more, so I just used two different guns for this Dante figure, and I still think they work kind of well for this one, but I am thinking of getting some different guns that a little bit more accurate, but for now these two work pretty well. They are able to fit in both of the Dante's hands, but they just look a lot better they look a lot better in my new Dante's hands. But the biggest change comes from Rebellion. Now, if you seen my original Dante video, you know that this is what Rebellion looked like. I don't know what I was thinking, but it looks so awful. A piece of the sword actually broke off and I didn't even bother to repaint it. But yeah, the skull head looks like garbage. The blade isn't even or straight at all. It just looks terrible. But with my new version, I can say that this looks so much better. The sculpting on the hilt here looks a lot better. If you can see the skeleton head, it actually does look a lot better, along with the entire bottom design. And the sword actually does look a lot more accurate. And the thing is, I pretty much used the same method for both these swords, you know, making them out of making them out of cardboard. But with this one, it just looks a lot better. I even used some aluminum tape to give it more of a actual sword look and not make it look like this. So yeah, this one just looks so much better. Oh, and something I forgot to mention about the coat, he does have a strap in the back in order to store his sword in, like that. And that also goes for the guns. There are also straps here where he holds his guns. So yeah, when it comes to accessories, again, this one is a lot better. Now we move on to articulation, which I'm going to be honest is a big improvement when it comes to these two figures. We'll start with the old Dante first. As you can see, he has a head swivel and a bit of a ball joint. Really can't go up and down. His arms can move out. He has a bicep swivel. This arm can only go that far, only has that much of a bend. His other arm is able to at least get a full 90 degrees. He has a wrist swivel and a hinge. He has an ab crunch, and it is kind of tight, but it does work. And he can move back. He does have a waist swivel. His legs can go that far forward. They can't really go out unless you mess with the coat. He has a thigh swivel, a single jointed knee, a boot swivel. It's not really as good. And ankle pivot and a hinge. So while the articulation isn't bad for a character like Dante, who's supposed to be like this world-renowned demon hunter, it is somewhat limited. Let me get rid of the sword here so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so for my new Dante, his head can go side to side pretty much in a swivel, and it can move up and down a little. His arms can move out. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. They are kind of hindered due to the coat. He does have a wrist swivel and a hinge. Trying to get it to work. It's the cuff. Nope. He does have an ab crunch that can go back that far, if you can see that. And it can go back that far. He does have a waist swivel. His legs can go that far forward, and they can go that far back. The jacket doesn't get in the way. His legs can go, I forgot to say that for this version. He has a thigh swivel, double jointed knees. He doesn't have a boot cut, but he does have an ankle pivot, a ankle hinge, and a toe bend. So this one definitely has a lot more articulation, and you're able to get him into a lot more poses, which I'll show with a few pictures on the screen. And I'm definitely happy with how he was able to, well, I'm definitely happy of how I was able to give him double jointed knees and elbows, considering that the base figure didn't have that. So I had to do like a lot of thinking and going through parts in order to get this amount of posability, and I'm happy I did. And here we are with a bit of a scale comparison. When I first started making my new Dante figure, one thing I wanted to do was make him closer to 6 inches and a bit closer to Marvel Legends. And I think I pulled that off pretty well. As you can see, here he is compared to my Marvel Legends Spider-Man. Down here you can see he's standing next to the Funko action figure Mega Man. I think that's the right line. And of course, Reveltech Judy Hopps and my old custom Dante figure. And in case you're wondering why I brought these two here, it's because Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't have a lot of Capcom characters, but I got Mega Man and I got Spider-Man, so I thought that would just be pretty fun to add in. But yeah, when it comes to this old figure, the one that back then I was proud of, I can say now that he's a little bit taller, a lot more muscular, and a lot less good than what I have now. But that doesn't mean I'm just going to throw this guy away and never touch him again. I am thinking of maybe turning this guy into another character, because for the most part, it's not completely worthless. Like, it's worthless as Dante, but that doesn't mean I can't turn it into something that I'm proud of, which is definitely something I'll be doing. But for now, I am definitely happy with how this new custom Dante figure looks, how he articulates, and I can't wait to add a lot more to them, whether that be weapons, different costumes, whatever comes to my mind. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little comparison video that I made. It was actually a lot of fun to make now I think about it. And I also just find it pretty funny that this is going up on Easter, considering this has nothing to do with Easter. But I still hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.